How do we go for broke, as Marcelle said, or do something revolutionary to push our field towards tackling the most pressing issues once and for all? Inspired by my friend and colleague Dr. Haddix, I think it's time for an education revolution. As we sit idly by wondering if educators should have more of a voice online, hostile forces are actively taking names, they're actively making lists, they are spreading disinformation. As we silence ourselves, as educators say, well, maybe I don't really need to share my view on Twitter or Facebook or out on social media, as we silence ourselves or we cautiously post in these online systems, trolls, bots, lots of dark money, lots of unseen forces in power are fueling these narratives that are anti-science, they're anti-education, and the main goal of all this is to confuse and divide us. The main goal is to flood the zone, put so much information out there that people don't know what is right, what is wrong, and so ultimately they shut down. They are effectively DDoSed like a computer connecting to a network, and they basically shut down and go back to their traditional narratives and their traditional sources of information, and they live in their echo chambers. We as educators not only have an investment in ensuring the academic success of all of our children, this is a moral imperative. We need to go for broke now because there are no longer any other options. As we wait, the situation becomes more dire. As we wait, more algorithms are developed to further entrench us in this situation. We're long past the situation, we're long past the point where we can trust the companies and developers that bring us shiny new devices and apps or platforms for connectivity. We're long past the point where we can trust that leaders and administrators from the global to the local have the best interests of all of us at stake. We need to create a better system. So how do we do that? How do we think about what's next? To go for broke. First, we need to take a pause. We need to take a pause, step back from these digital networks, and think about what is the real value as opposed to the perceived value that we're getting from these tools and texts and spaces. We need to educate ourselves and better understand the rights and roles and responsibilities needed as members of a networked public. Educate meaning giving intellectual, moral, and social instruction to the self, another person or group. We need to empower others. We need to empower other individuals that may not have opportunities to speak their narrative. Empower meaning giving authority or power to the self, another individual or group to take action, become stronger or more confident. We need to advocate for individuals and groups that are trolled, harassed, silenced. Advocacy and advocating means to publicly support or recommend a particular cause or policy. Even though difficult at times, going for broke gives us the potential to prepare youth to engage in restoring societal power structures for the purpose of personal and social transformation. Opportunities to have tough discussions that society usually never has around racism, religious intolerance, sexual assault, misogyny, and xenophobia, as well as this growing disregard for science and the environment. Opportunities for educators to educate, empower, and advocate for youth as digitally literate, critically conscious citizens is paramount in our current and future times.